a guy that you would swear worked for Bill Belichick as well, basically his last name. But he did not. He did not. And that's John Spytek. Don't tell me that's not a Bill Belichick disciple name right there. Deflate Gate and Spygate and all these gates. But nope, he did not. Is a graduate of University of Michigan. Was a football operations intern for the Lions in 2004, pro personnel intern for the Eagles in 2005, college scouting assistant for the Eagles in 2006, scouted for the Eagles in 2007 to 2009, director of college scouting for the Browns 10 to 12, scout for the Broncos 13 to 15, director of player personnel for the Bucks 16 to 21, VP of player personnel for the Bucks 21-22, and now since last year, so when I was in the second season as the assistant GM for the Bucks. So he's definitely been moving up that ladder with the Buccaneer organization, which I know for us growing up was like one of the laughing stocks. Like it was like almost like the Browns basically. But lately, guys, you can't
They're
really
a different team.
Yeah, you can't really say that.
We're going to talk about it a little bit too, but I mean, do they win the South? All of the South?
Yeah, they're going to win the South. I'm going to say it myself. They're going to win the South, but we'll get into that. Pros and cons wise, pros has spent his time climbing the ranks, has come from a franchise with recent success, has a Super Bowl ring, and here's the other part of it. That if you're playing chess, meaning you're trying to think of after moves, this is a part you might not be thinking of yet. One of the guys we talked about as a head coach candidate that's definitely going to get some interviews this offseason is Bucs offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, who literally came in and has made this one of the best offenses in the NFC right now. They have a horrible defense in Tampa Bay, which is weird because, it's a defensive coach they got in Todd Bowles there. I would say Bowles.
Yeah.
That's a completely different thing.
Wow, movements.
Todd Bowles, who's, again, former Jet coach, so most of y'all know him from his days there, but great defensive mind, but the defense just personnel is not there. But here's a guy who's getting all he can out of the offense for the Bucs with all the injuries they've had. Chris Godwin's been out. Mike Evans has been up and down as far as his injuries go. And you can get a guy who's got experience now as an assistant GM that's ready for his first job. He's done his time, and he can bring with him a guy who is going to be I don't want to say coveted because we'll find out who actually really is coveted, but at least the guy who's the whispers are out there for him to be a guy to be a head coach this offseason here. So, like I said, definitely an interesting candidate that I don't think is getting enough talk, but I've definitely heard some whispers around with him now.
So what your inside information says down there?
Well, I don't have much inside information. I don't pretend to be that guy, but I can tell you they do think very highly of him in the Bucs organization, just living down here and such. And, if the Bucs don't like to lose people they like, and that's part of why, they've moved this guy up a couple times now. But there's only one other way to move him up, and that's to get rid of your GM. And the Bucs point blank are not going to do that. They're very big fans of Jason Light. He's been a guy who's been very good at this organization as a whole. And, he's been the GM now for a decade. And it's been one of the better decades of Bucs history, basically. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. So they're running the spots to move him up. Unless you're going to make him the co-GM.
Yeah.
Like you're running out of spots. So
the director of operations of assistant general managers.
Yes. The procurement manager for players.
Yeah. Just make up a new title for him.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, the one concern I have again is he's never been a GM. First time candidates, that's always gonna be something that scares me. But you have to have them in the interview process. You have to have those conversations with them and see where they're gonna be at. And again, I wish we could be a fly in the room for some of these conversations. We have a better idea of who we like and who we don't like based on what their plans are. But got to trust the Giants do the right thing, and you got to hope they're going to bring somebody else in potentially to help them in the search. Because let's be honest, we've hired a lot of GMs lately. Not been the best.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.